Welcome to today's video on the First Industrial Revolution, one of the most significant periods of transformation in human history. The First Industrial Revolution changed the way we live, work, and interact with each other, and set the stage for modern society as we know it. In this video, we will delve deeper into the causes, effects, and key inventions of the First Industrial Revolution, as well as its impact on the global economy and society as a whole. Part 1. Introduction to the First Industrial Revolution. The First Industrial Revolution was a period of rapid industrialization that occurred in Europe and North America during the late 18th and early 19th centuries. Before this time, most goods were produced by hand in small workshops or at home, using traditional methods that had remained largely unchanged for centuries. However, with the advent of new technologies such as the steam engine and power loom, production shifted from manual labor to machine-based manufacturing, leading to a significant increase in productivity and output. This, in turn, fueled economic growth, increased employment opportunities, and transformed the way people lived and worked. Part 2. Causes of the First Industrial Revolution. The causes of the First Industrial Revolution were many and varied. One of the key factors was the availability of natural resources such as coal and iron, which were essential for the development of new technologies. These resources were abundant in Britain, which was at the forefront of the Industrial Revolution, and this helped to give it a significant advantage over other countries. Another factor was the growth of trade and commerce, which created a demand for new goods and services. This, in turn, led to the development of new technologies and the expansion of manufacturing, as entrepreneurs sought to capitalize on these opportunities. Part 3. Key inventions of the First Industrial Revolution. The First Industrial Revolution was characterized by a number of key inventions and innovations that transformed the way goods were produced and transported. One of the most important inventions of the period was the steam engine, which was developed by James Watt in the late 1700s. This invention revolutionized transportation and manufacturing, allowing factories and mills to operate on a larger scale and at a faster pace. It also paved the way for the development of steam-powered trains and ships, which transformed the way goods and people were transported around the world. Another important invention of the period was the power loom, which was developed by Edmund Cartwright in the early 1800s. This innovation allowed textiles to be produced on a larger scale, reducing the cost of production and making clothing more affordable and accessible to the masses. Part 4. Effects of the First Industrial Revolution. The impact of the First Industrial Revolution was profound and far-reaching. It led to the growth of urban centers, as people moved from the countryside to cities in search of employment. This, in turn, led to the development of new forms of housing, transportation, and communication, as well as the growth of new industries such as banking, insurance, and retail. However, the benefits of the Industrial Revolution were not distributed equally, and many people suffered from poor working conditions, low wages, and the displacement of traditional forms of work. This led to the rise of labor unions and the development of new forms of political and social activism aimed at improving the rights and conditions of workers. Part 5. Impact of the First Industrial Revolution on the global economy. The Industrial Revolution had a significant impact on the global economy. It led to the growth of trade and commerce, as new goods and services were produced and distributed around the world. It also led to the growth of new industries, such as the steel and chemical industries, which helped to drive economic growth and development. However, the benefits of this growth were not equally distributed, and many countries and regions remained impoverished and underdeveloped. This led to the rise of imperialism and colonialism, as more developed countries sought to expand their influence and control over weaker nations. This, in turn, had significant geopolitical and economic consequences, and shaped the course of world history for centuries to come. Part 6. Legacy of the First Industrial Revolution. The legacy of the First Industrial Revolution can still be seen today in the way we live and work. The development of new technologies and the shift towards machine-based manufacturing set the stage for modern industrial society, and paved the way for subsequent waves of technological innovation and progress. It also transformed the way we interact with each other, creating new forms of social, economic, and political organization that continue to shape our world today. However, the legacy of the Industrial Revolution is not without its challenges, and we continue to grapple with issues such as income inequality, environmental degradation, and social and political instability that have their roots in this period of transformation. Conclusion. The First Industrial Revolution was a period of profound transformation that changed the world in ways that are still being felt today. The development of new technologies and the shift towards machine-based manufacturing created new opportunities and challenges, and paved the way for subsequent waves of innovation and progress. However, the impact of the Industrial Revolution was not distributed equally, and we continue to grapple with the legacies of this period of transformation today. As we move forward into the future, it is important that we learn from the lessons of the past and work together to create a more just, equitable, and sustainable world for all.